Hello, everybody. We're holding out.
Hi,
I
Susan,
everybody.
love the flower girl.
but
She's
Paul
pretty.
doesn't
Oh
know
yeah.
just why. Hey,
That's
we were
right. I know.
talking.
That's right.
We were talking about our backstage rider on the Happy Together tour. We're changing it because there was always so much stuff there that
We're
Oh
stripping it
God.
down.
so we toned it down to
Waste,
hardly
waste,
any
waste.
and hardly anything. I just want to share this with you listeners and viewers. So we're saying, okay, we got it down to hardly anything because you get lunch and dinner, people, right? So the
Yeah.
Yep.
dressing room stuff, we leave a lot of it behind. Now we don't have to. I said, well, now it's very minimal. This is our last shot, you guys. Are you sure this is what we want?
Bob Cowsills.
And Susan goes, Fleeter, and this is a quote. Susan goes, we're good. We're good. We'll just steal from everybody else if we need.
I can't believe you just
Yeah.
said that. What if they're listening and now they'll know?
Well, because
well, so,
no, Paul, do you want to address how we
well,
steal? We don't steal. We're usually the idiot checks in all the dressing rooms, and we see, right? We see a lot
yeah,
of.
Look,
most
look, look.
people after the show, most people are headed to their hotel, or the guys that drive, which there's a
Mhm.
pack of those people. They'll start driving sometimes, or and they'll leave there though, and they always seem in quite a rush to get out of there. Where me, Bob, and Susan, we're waiting on the bus drivers usually to come, and so
That's right.
during those, and we know we're never in a rush to get out of there, and so yeah, we poke our heads into, look at Gary Gary Puckett. He was always good for, a good
A
nut
week's
platter.
inbox. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
here's the thing is that, like, when they leave it behind, okay, so what I meant by stealing, just to be clear, in case anybody from the tour is listening, what I mean by that
Oh,
is
that's
that
right.
when everybody bails and goes and runs and scatters and it's just us Cowsills left, I simply am going through their rooms to see if they've left any personal items I might could gather for them. And if they have left behind their rider stuff, then they don't want it anymore, do they? So is that
Right.
stealing or trying to not waste?
Well, yeah, I only said steal because you said steal. It's really
I
rescue.
know, I
It's
really
really
did. I just said it seconds ago.
it's really rescuing. All right, and it's
Yeah,
also stocking the bus because this is where you can stock the bus with some items.
right, right,
So we were
right.
going over that.
And
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 look,
and the,
go
and,
ahead, Paul.
and the thing is, though, the other thing by our writer being very so what 4 items, that the venue itself, they probably will look at that and they'll go, well, look at the Cowsills, man. They're not causing us any grief. We don't have
Oh,
to
well, I
set
never
them
thought
up.
of that.
They don't need any ice. They don't need this and that. And so we'll be like, the good guys.
Yeah,
And here's the other thing. Like, there's also this one other thing, which is that Manny, as we all know, Manny will run about and get you stuff that he thinks you need. Like, I'll get the Perrier that we get every night that we're not getting anymore. And then Manny'll be like, Susan, the Buckinghams left their Perrier, so here, take it. And I'm like, no, I'm good. And Manny's such a giver. So he's giving me everybody's things that I don't even need anymore. It's like, it can get really out of control. So now I can accept a Perrier or two from Manny,
Yeah, yeah.
who's
Because
not
we
stealing.
by the first 2 weeks in, we have no room left on the bus for anybody to give
no,
us anything.
we don't want any more stuff. Okay,
Yeah,
hey
And
guys.
Sean, if you're listening,
yeah.
So hey folks, we another item here to cover. Uh, oh, we have no guests. So anyway, but that's okay. Another item to cover is that the cruises are heading right at us, and we have heard from and are talking with the Malt Shop Memories cruise folks, Christiana. I might have to take a call in this episode, folks. In this episode, this is how business runs out here. From Christiana to close the deal on the Malt Shop Memories cruise. Very excited. Very
That'll be
excited.
okay,
three
I have to say,
cruises.
I want to say, okay, three
Three
Cowsill
cruises.
cruises. You guys, I had a vision one night, and it's pretty bad, but it's pretty great. And
That's
that
right.
is on costume night. You know how they have that? If we play a costume night,
Yeah, yeah. What?
All right, hey,
What?
man, we don't want to
we
pause
could
here.
be Gilligan's Island. Mary and I are Ginger and Marianne. Bob is the professor because look at him.
Oh, thank God.
Obviously, Russ is Gilligan. Paul's the
Yeah, true.
skipper. And Brendan and Rye could just be the people that are always coming on every episode doing
Striped
something.
shirts with navy hats.
The people would crack up. And
Oh,
it
dear. All right.
came to me. I couldn't sleep, and that's what happened. Okay, anyway.
Okay, so you heard it first here, folks. Just in
Yeah.
case, I don't know.
What
Either
did
that,
it- What?
no, either that or the Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Fine. And I'll be Granny, and we'll let Mary be Ellie Mae.
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
make sense. That would make
Because
sense.
Mary is
Paul-
Ellie Mae. Think about it. With some jeans on and a plaid shirt and a rope thing, she'd just be way
Yeah.
off.
Paul would have to be Jethro though, because he's the muscle guy.
Paul
Yeah,
would
I'd
have
have
to
a
be
wig.
I'd have to be Jed. I'd have the Jed.
Jed.
I'd have to
Hey,
be
if I'm
Jed.
being Granny, you can be Jed.
I could do Jed. I could
If
do
I'm
Jed.
giving a, if I'm
Susan.
not going to be Ellie Mae, I
Halfway
could be Mrs. I could be Miss Jane.
Oh, wow, you could.
No,
And Bob,
Oh,
you
Miss
could be
Jane.
Mr. Howell. I mean, Mr.
Yes.
no.
The bank guy. What, Mr. Drysdale.
Yes.
What we'll do is whoever we are, if I'm Jed Clampett, halfway through the set, Susan, you and I break out to the front of the stage, and the band starts playing whatever song you and Buddy Epson
The
did
old
in the
song.
NBC special, and
Oh,
you and I
yeah.
will do the NBC
Yeah.
special.
I like it all. Look at big thinking,
Uh,
big doings. This will be on our variety show that we're going to have. So maybe we should tuck this stuff in. Maybe this is a little too giving away too much here.
There's a
Well,
story.
Also, we have to find out on the Malt Shop
Brady
memory.
shows.
On Malt Shop memory, do they want us to do 50s songs? I know it's
Yeah.
50s and 60s, but do you
How
have
much
to do 50s?
is that dog in the window?
Well, I don't know if that's going to rock that ship much, but we can look into these songs.
Hey, but Bob, if she's
Huh.
going to do Patty, we could do the Everly Brothers.
Oh, totally.
How about How about Come On in My House?
Guys, all I have to do is dream. All I have to do is dream. I believe was 59, maybe 58. But anyway, there's a ton of songs
Connie Francis.
to pick from.
Connie Francis.
Where
has
the
some-
boys are.
Well, yeah. We could have some fun.
That's a beautiful song, man.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Someone waits for me. Oh, I can kill where
Kind
the
of
boys are.
the To Sir with Love of the Malt Shop Cruise.
Where the
Yeah.
boys
He
are,
wore
yeah.
an itsy bitsy teeny weeny
Teeny
yellow
weeny
polka dot
yellow
bikini.
And then we dismiss the band and we grab our
Yeah.
guitars and we hang down your head,
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
My old
Lemon
man's a
tree,
sailor.
very pretty,
Oh, what do
you think
and the
about
that?
lemon
That'd be funny.
drop.
Hey,
My
Paul,
old man's a sailor.
we could do
Oh, my old
we
man's
could
a
do a
sailor.
Smothers Brothers song in the middle
Mother's brothers.
of that. And we could also
Yes.
do something like Blowing in the Wind or Cool Water or any of the folk songs are late 50s, guys. Then we
Gonna
Yes.
be great, guys.
Yeah.
anyway,
I
it'll
hope
be
we get
cool.
the job.
We'll get the job. We're talking today. We're gonna put it on the
We're gonna
calendar.
be sailing for like 2 months
Very,
a
very-
year.
And that's October 27th to November 3rd. Boy, between that and the Happy Together tour,
We don't need any other
Retirement.
shows.
Retirement. No extra gigs. I can say no. I won't do it. I won't do it.
That's an interesting definition of retirement. So we have all
That's
those
the only
coming
one
up.
I'd ever see in front of
So-
me is work
Yeah.
retirement.
So we are excited to see everybody coming up on the cruises. Of course, we are learning our songs from the 70s. Everybody, they're
Yes.
sounding good.
And the other thing about the cruises, and I think I mentioned it last time, but we've been working a lot, you guys, during the winter. We've been getting out there into East Coast and Middle America with our own show, and a lot of the people from the cruises are coming to our regular show. And it's a lot
Super
of fun to
fun.
see everybody.
Yeah.
And we always recognize you all when we see you immediately, because I'll stop and I go, oh, okay, I know you from somewhere. And,
Yeah.
I don't go, oh, the cruise, because we're around so much. But I will tell you, we recognize all of you all, and that's what the fun of these cruises are. We're back with friends, But man,
Totally.
sometimes your names escape us. And
Paul,
so,
you're going to love this. I'm
What?
going to okay. So Paul and I we don't remember where, and two of our favorite cruisers were there. And I could only remember our female pal's name and could not remember. But Paul, since then, I would like to present to you the following Penny and Dave.
okay.
It was Dave we were struggling with because we meet a lot of y'all. But
Yes,
Paulie, I
yes.
thought of that later. That's how hard we care too. Paulie and I
Yep.
were like, dang.
Dang, we got to
Couldn't
be
get
better
Dave in
at
this.
this. But as we get older, it becomes a little harder, really.
But it came to me, Paulie, and I wanted to tell you.
I
That's
just
funny.
I yell the word cruise. I go cruise. And they go
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
cruise. That's great.
People
Man.
pointing and
But
go,
if-
flower power.
But
Yeah.
if people come up to me and they see a dazed look on my face, just introduce yourself. Just go, hey, my name's Barbara. And I'll go, man, my name's Paul. And then you'll go, oh, yeah, I know. And then,
Like even Penny and Dave should know better. Go ahead, Bob.
Can I request something since Paul asked us to gut us down this road?
Okay, well, I'm
Yes,
going to come up with
please
one.
come up and say, hey, man, I'm Jack. I saw you guys on Flopper. Please don't go, hey, remember me?
yeah.
Because the silence you just heard is what's going to happen right then also. Because chances are
It's brutal.
Well,
Come on, you guys.
that's
Come on.
a brutal-
Imagine meeting as many people as we do. And then now we're all like 100 years old.
Yeah.
We're trying desperately to remember names, each other's. And, you know, it's just like that after a while.
Yeah, now, wow, people who hear this, now they're going to mess with us. I'm going to go,
please.
I'm going to go
I
cruise.
love that.
Cruise, and they're going to go, which one?
Well, now I feel like we're a spin-off of a sitcom. We got the first cruise, and then we got a spin-off cruise. Now we got another spin-off cruise. We got to be different people on them. We're going to be like that. I'll be Connie Francis. You guys will be the Everly Brothers. I'll be Stevie Nicks. You guys will be 70s guys. Insert your name here, John Denver.
70s guys.
If we find ourselves learning 3 coins in a fountain by Frank Sinatra, we're probably doing 10 cruises a year.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's the next Geno back that would be and that is absolutely it.
Well,
you guys, it's interesting. It's interesting. The Happy Together tour, look at for a classic rock generation, that's the biggest tour out there. And we're on that. And that makes me feel good and proud. And now we've got one cruise, and then we got another cruise and another cruise. So we're going to have 3 cruises with the biggest cruise company. I mean, as far as Alan, he puts on these music cruise, and boy, it's all about music. And we've been on both, and we love this music thing.
Yeah.
And we're on the 3 very biggest cruises out there.
We feel pretty good about that.
We've made it.
Gratitude is high.
We love this guy's business model. It's like we love the whole setup. Like, how do we get the fans? It's like the meet and greet on the high seas that never ends.
Watch this, you guys.
3,000 people.
If you guys think we sound surprised by all this, well, it is because we are, frankly.
Okay. Anyway, so as we told you, for the 4th or 5th episode in a row, there is no guest. And by the way, everyone, it's not because we don't want to go get one. We can get one if we want. We don't want to.
Anytime.
Oh, I just said we don't want it. Yeah. Anyway, we just because we don't have to research the morning of the podcast episode because
of that snow day problem.
Exactly. I was just going to say, if our podcast at noon and it's just us, I'm in at 5 of or 3 of, and I haven't thought about a thing. It's a TV show I'm watching.
When I wake up on,
I don't worry about what I'm wearing.
When I wake up on podcast no guest day, I just immediately go, no research. Okay.
No research, no jacket.
I mean, by the way, to all of our guests,
look.
Oh, look, Susan's got Love American Style going
on.
That was wild.
What the heck was that?
Wait, we saw that before.
Last time I used the phone, nobody could tell me. I don't know.
Remember we thought it was a visitation.
Phone.
It's a visitation.
It's happened twice. There's no excuse for it.
Audio.
And you see it on your phone?
I saw it the last time. It's a bunch of it looks like Love American Style behind my head.
Yes.
You people just listening, what happens is just while Susan's just sitting there in her room, all of a sudden behind her, it looks like the beginning of Love American Style. Fireworks are going off. Everything.
It's either Bill, Barry, Rich, Mom, or Dad.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to rewind and hear what was just said when it appeared because they liked it. I don't even remember.
I'm trying to remember what I said last time. It was when we were on with Merlis and Brad from Omnivore.
Yeah. I don't know.
And this is just a phone. I just don't understand.
That's weird. That's weird. Well, you had the Core 5 visit you.
Okay, great. It was the Core 5. Let's count how many fireworks happen the next time if we see it again. Okay. Sorry, viewer, audio people, but you really missed a phenomenon like Haley's Comet thing.
Yeah. Paul?
Okay.
Well, I was just going to mention, I wanted to thank everybody out there in our world here for getting rhythm of the world, because we noticed that we've never see every week we get numbers sent to us. Yeah. And when you look up those numbers, what you want to see is no zeros. Okay. What I mean, it can be one. And if it's not a zero, then we're still in the game. Okay. And I just want to thank all you people out there for, buying the thing, because look, we realize you can get it for free. I mean, it's obvious how you can
hear
do
it
all of
for
that.
free.
Yeah. And so we appreciate you people,
Yeah.
99 cents or what have you. It's a beautiful thing. And we've got more stuff coming out. So save your pennies. Because, in October or November, we're going to come out with Global as a re-release. And that'll be the next big thing on the item, unless, something really big happens between now and the end of November. And you know what? You're looking at the three of us, and we believe that something's happening before November 29th. Look, we can't
do.
tell you what it is,
Big
but it's
magic
going to be
stuff in
big.
There's
big magic
something
stuff in the fall.
happening here.
That's right.
All right.
Remember last
Now,
year I kept saying something's
So
happening
thank you
in
to
the
everybody.
fall.
let's move down the calendar. We're opening up for the Buckinghams, kind of a drag. In North
On May
Tonawanda,
4th.
New York, May 4th.
Yep.
At the, I forgot the theater's name. I'll have to look that up. We'll get it to you.
So we'll see Carly and Nick,
Celebrity
and then
theater,
of their
maybe,
band, huh?
North Tonawanda.
We'll see their,
North Tonawanda.
We'll see their whole band.
I
We
think
only
so. I
usually
think
see Nick and
Yeah, this
and,
is a trio show for us guys, but I'm sure it's a full band.
but for the Bucks, yeah. So we'll see their whole band instead of just Nick and
yeah,
Carly.
that'd be fun.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to
Yeah.
have fun doing? I want to see the Vogues on our cruise. They're on one of these cruises. I forget which one, but they're out
Yeah,
there.
Oh my
right.
God.
I think it's the Flower Power. I want to see their whole show. I want to see what they have to do to make a whole show.
The lineup.
I wonder if they do Jane the Americans and Brooklyn Bridge and the Letterman, and I don't know.
Have you seen the poster for the Flower Power cruise? It is so packed, and I must say, and I mean, this is our show, so we can do this. Where we are on it is phenomenal, because there's this guitar, okay, and then it goes the Cowsills and the Family Stone. Like, we have our own little spot together. You'll see. I'll try and
family
find it.
bands. Yeah.
And we're right up on the neck of the guitar all alone. And then all these other, and it's flipping Felix, Jane. I mean, it's like almost everybody. Almost everybody. Lindsay.
I do know that.
Almost everybody.
Tommy James.
Yeah, Tommy, yeah. Speaking of family band, just so you know, today at our website at cowsill.com, we got a communication from a family band. They said, we're a family band. They're called Compass, and they are in Canton, Ohio. And so they want to be the second family band that comes out of Canton, Ohio.
Wow.
And then I have one
and they're called Compass. We'll chase them down and have them on and hear their plan.
We have another one from my area, not from here, but it has come to me, and it is another family band.
Oh, let's have family bands on once a week. Family band day.
I think it's nice. We should be breaking other family bands.
Yeah. Maybe they got in touch with us. Maybe they got in touch with us because they saw Raised Wrong. That family, you never know.
And may I say, those kids that we interviewed, first of all, Bob, I saw that clip of you singing with the boys. What were you doing? Can you tell our listeners and our viewers?
Oh, well, that was Louise Palanker has she directed and got our documentary. Well, she has a podcast with Fritz Coleman, our big buddy guy, called Media Matters. Media Path. Anyway, that's their podcast every week. And after we had Raised Wrong on, Louise had them on. But Louise invited me to go on with them as a co-guest kind of thing. And then I got to meet them. And it was cool because you got to go.
And then you were singing with them.
Yeah. And then they're in the living room singing in my room or something.
Okay. So how are those
on the show, Peaceful Easy Feeling. They're cute guys. Yeah, they're cute guys.
They're wacky, right? They're very spunky.
And the mom came too. So the mom was there and the dad and the two boys.
It's great.
It's like,
where did we meet them, you guys?
On our podcast.
Louise Palanker got wind of them online and shot me a video, said, look at these guys. And they were doing Don't Worry Baby.
Oh, we've never met them in person besides Zoom.
No.
Just our
So
pod
Wow, I
hands.
feel
so I
like
got a
I've
hold of
touched
them.
them.
I got a hold of them because they're family band. I said, let's talk to these
Yeah.
guys. And the
This is our
dad,
new thing. We'll host
I
family
think
bands.
so.
Okay, that's the
I'll get
deal.
in touch
That's a
with
thing.
Compass of Canton, Ohio. Get ready, Canton, Ohio. We're coming.
Wow,
Who are
that's
my people?
crazy.
Yeah, that's
My
pretty
people are
cool.
called the Monkey Secret or something, and it's a dad and his 2 kids.
And now, are we? So that's May 4th. May 30th, we're in Stafford, Texas. We'll give you more news about that because that's leaving for the Happy Together tour, which is now June 1st at the IP Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi, is now the opening night. Okay.
So that
All
means I
right.
get to leave town and come home again like I did last year. I don't know why it happened last year. Oh, because we started someplace else and then we drove directly to Biloxi.
Is that
So
what
Yeah.
happened? We couldn't
Yeah.
Well,
remember.
what we need to find out is
Yeah.
is from Ron. We start with Ron and say, Ron, how do we get? I guess we're flying into New Orleans, and how do we get from New Orleans to Biloxi? And he goes, if he goes, well, that's up to you guys, then we'll have to think about that. Otherwise, maybe he'll have a plan in store. I
Well,
can't
if
remember
he
how he got to
doesn't,
Biloxi those other times.
Yeah,
I can get us easily to Biloxi with mom's
yeah.
car, and Russ and Jansen will come. So we have 2
Okay.
large vehicles
Yeah,
that can
Okay.
take us down there.
Ron's more likely to say, I don't know, but when you figure it out, make sure I know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right,
yeah.
right.
I think that's what you're not. Who did you say?
By the way,
He who remains nameless.
there is a Biloxi airport, Paul, and we can look at
Yeah,
that.
I know we never flew into Biloxi Airport.
I don't remember doing that.
There's a
Yeah.
reason for that.
Well, if they have 737s, then that's cool, but they won't have a lot of flights.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we don't have
We'll
to
figure it
bore
out.
these people with that, right?
Right,
Look,
right.
we started talking business. We forgot we were doing an episode. I could tell.
Yeah, yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
that's okay. Well, are we supposed to talk about arrests on this episode? You want to save that one, or
Oh no, that's pretty good stuff.
I do. I think I'm going to have to go first because between the 3 of us, there's no way my story is going to be better than yours. Either of you. It just isn't. I
Well,
only
I have
have
a couple
one.
of them, and
I
at
only
different
have-
times in life.
Yeah, mine's kind of long. I do have a couple of things you guys might be interested in before we get into, what we're going to do.
Why don't
And,
we talk about a bunch and see what we're left with?
Yeah, let's do a rest at the beginning of an episode later so we can go on a bit because mine's
Sounds
kind of
Yeah.
a long story too.
this isn't a gripe necessarily, but it's a quandary, It's like I'm wondering what the heck, who's right and who's wrong. And so you guys, you have seen the sexy pink Mediterranean salt, right?
Well, yes, I use pink salt. I use pink salt.
And
Keep
so
going.
that it's kind of a new sexy salt. It hasn't been around our whole time. We're usually iodized guys.
Okay.
But now this Mediterranean salt. Now, here's the thing, and this is my
Mine's
story.
similar.
So I'm watching TV and I see this commercial, and it's showing that sexy pink salt, and it says salt from the Mediterranean, 1 million years old. Okay. And I'm reading that, I'm seeing that, and I go, man, I'm getting that. So I go to the store. I mean, who doesn't want million-year-old salt? And so I go to the store and I get the thing and I get the package. I'm home and I'm looking at the package. I want to see like the word 1 million, kind of thing. And all of a sudden I see an expiration date. So if this is million-year-old salt, why would there be an expiration date, a use by date?
Well, it could be that you said it said uh, pink salt from Mediterranean Sea, 1 million years old, but they could have been, if that's how it was reading, they could have been tricky in a tricky way, telling you that the Mediterranean Sea is millions years old.
Oh.
Well, true it is, but that just kind of grabbed my eye when I realized that there was an expiration date to the very sexy pink Mediterranean salt that we're all paying out our nose for because we have it as well, because it's 1 million years old.
You can
Paul,
have an
but everything everything has an expiration date, even something 1 million years
1 million
old.
in 4 years. It's over.
Yeah. This was 2025. It was going to expire in 2025. That's only 1 year.
All right.
So anyway, so that's my salt thing. And now I have another thing. And I talked with these guys earlier about it, but I had really gotten this factoid to share with you all out there. in our pod world, and Susan didn't know it. And I thought, man, if Susan didn't know it, then I found something really cool. And it's about bananas.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so we eat a lot of bananas, and I'm sure everybody out there, we all buy a lot of bananas. And if we buy 6, we can only eat 3 because the last 3 are in the freezer pretending to be used for something else later on in life,
Too mushy.
or too mushy and too brown. So here's the deal, you guys, and I have tried this and it works. So buy green bananas, as green as you can get them, because actually they're the healthiest. The other ones aren't very healthy for you. And then so you can buy 8. Go ahead and buy 8. And I know you're going to be scared to buy 8 because God, I could never eat 8 before I lose 4. and then
Not on one day.
take a green one and you go, oh, well, it's a little too green, and just wait for that big patch of bananas to get ripe to exactly what you like it. And as soon as it's there, take the whole wad of them and put them in the refrigerator. And you'll have them for over a week. You can have them and they're going to taste great. They might look a little brown, but that's okay. They'll never go ungreen. And you'll be able to eat all 8 bananas instead of eating 4 and throwing 4 away.
That is brilliant.
I can test it now. I can test it now.
I have green ones right now too.
Bananas. I know about that, Paul. When those are at the top of the bell curve, those are good bananas, and that's when you want them all to be that way. So I'm going to do that. I'll do it with the rest of them.
You guys are going to love it, man. You're going to go, geez, this is great. And it will be a little firmer than normal banana. Yes.
We'll do it.
Okay, we'll all eat bananas this week.
We'll do a field test.
Doing it this way. I mean, I've already done the test, but I'll do it again. And yeah. And then we'll bring it on. We'll bring our what do we get? We get information, but what's the information? We'll bring in our results.
Results from our research.
Our field tests. We're going to do 3 field tests. Okay.
I would like us to have a complaint.
Okay.
I have it right.
Okay. Right.
What is it?
Okay. And I don't know if this is a gender specific, and I know nothing is anymore, but you'll see why I'm saying this when I explain. So in the hair product world, there are many conditioners, there are many everythings, and some of these conditioners are far better than the others. And boy, if you don't know it when you're paying for them. But the sad truth is that the one conditioner is better than the other, and it's $23, and my hair is either going to be dry or not. So I get the 23. That's all well and fine. But on a lot of the new containers, they have a top. What is the nozzle? What you push down, squish, 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 and it comes out like old Jergens, right? Well, that's cool. So when you get the bottle, in order to access it, you kind of push down a wee bit and it pops up. Okay.
Yeah.
So all right. Now, if you travel with this bottle like I do, so now, okay, yay, I'm pumping, and yay, my hair, and I'm so good. Now it's the next morning. It's time to pack up and leave. Well, the only way to get my shampoo or conditioner shut is to push it down real hard and then close it. Now, there's a big glob of stuff in my hand. Where is it going?
It's wasteful.
And so you can, all right, so now you're in the shower and you're thinking, now you've learned this. So what you'll just do is in the shower, after your last thing, you'll take it and you'll push it down and move it. And you're all slippery, and use that little last bit. But you've dropped the bottle. It's not all it looks like, and it's impossible. So why are they making a closing lid that wastes a good glop of very expensive product?
Okay, just think of that. You're in the boardroom. Just think of what you just said. Every customer is going to try and put this cap back on, and they're going to waste, meaning not use, but still exit the product. The product's going to decrease quicker. They're going to have to buy a replacement faster, and our sales are going to go up. That guy gets a good one.
That's a good one. I have one, and my one is that when they're packing this thing, if they're going to leave that, that plunger up, let's say up, and they have some other way to stop the flow, but they're going to leave it up, that is probably another 2 inches in cardboard that is going to be needed to create the box that this is coming in. So if they push that down, now their box can be smaller, which will, cost them less after millions and millions of these things being sold. And I think it's a money thing as well.
Okay. Well, it's
Yeah.
bullshit.
It's a couple of
I'm sorry, we
things.
don't usually say such things, but there it was. We can call Danielle and have me edit it.
It is. It is. It is.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. All right, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. Well, let's
So-
we can let everyone go if we're done. We just kind of.
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of stuff today.
What time is it? That wasn't an hour.
Well, it doesn't have to be an hour every time. It's 45 minutes. Let me see.
Yeah, 45.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Well, I do that. I mean, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we covered a lot.
We did. And I want to
we
get out. And
never
we'll talk about arrests.
because they're good.
We'll make it a whole episode.
Yeah, we'll do that next. And then we're leaving town, guys. And we really haven't figured out episodes while we're out of town, guys, on the cruise ship or anything. But I would assume, guys, for instance, as an example, if we got in one day, we got the internet package for the cruise that day, that's podcast day. Why can't we just do this like we've been doing in the Happy Together tour?
We could.
We're just sitting on the cruise.
Yeah, I'm getting pictures from George Porter, and he bought the package, and he can do anything out there now.
We could do a quiet intro and outro, possibly on a balcony with the ocean behind us, and then go into the chaos of the cruise and
yes,
kind of
thing. You know what?
Okay,
and
like
so we could each, as we do, we film. And then we send it, we transfer, right? So we could literally not even be together, because wouldn't it be cool on some of these times? Russ, our brother, he's like, man, I don't care who you are. He's going to come up, and if he's interested, he's going to talk with you, and he's going to get all the shit in the world out of you. And and he would do that with the Family Stone, okay? And that we could get a little bit of just impromptu Family Stone or any of these bands, and we can really make our own Mod Podge of guests.
Kind of a fun idea. I like it.
Get some of these people. It's just a quick howdy ho.
We have
and even the kids, they can take little clips, Mary, and we can combine them all. I think it'd be great.
We have to be willing to pull that phone out, turn it around. And like, if you're with someone, let's say Felix, say a few words to our podcast. Felix, how you doing? And turn it around or to yourself, or to yourself. Hey, I'm going down to the buffet. I'll take you guys to the buffet with me. Come on. And you don't need anyone. You don't need anyone.
Yeah, we wouldn't. But another fun thing would be that if we're all up at the dining room, we're going to do the dinner. At the dinner, because everybody's there, and we're going to do what people sometimes go, man, I just hope nobody bugs me while I'm eating. And we'll be those people bugging them while they're eating.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun.
It'll be a great way to bother. We could bother every single table in that room and then sit down and eat.
Yes.
Oh boy, I can't wait for this.
All right, we worked it out. We worked it out.
Russ and I just on an ending note, I want you to know that Russ and I are going to be festively dressed for the St. Patrick moment. Just saying, that's all I'm saying.
Oh, okay. St. Patrick's. Well, I'm going out and, probably going to have to think about some clothing, but
I promise your sister will look the part.
Green St. Patrick's. Okay. All right, I'm going to remember. I'm going to go green. I'm going to look for some green. Okay, Paul.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same.
I have no problem with that. Okay.
All right. I'm glad
so now we have a couple of more podcasts before we meet in New Orleans. Is that?
Yeah, we have one for sure too. Please say we have
one more. And then
okay.
Oh no, well then we should just do one in New Orleans before we leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could do that right here in my little office with my shitty little.
Love it.
And then on the cruise. We can be in the studio and just.
Yeah, we can do it in the.
It'll be perfect. Okay, we can't forget about rock. So now that we've made our decisions with Omnivore, we can't forget about Rock, and we got to make a meeting with him. Oh God, we're still on. Oh shit. Oh well, okay.
Yeah, you know what, Paul? That's a FYI email. That's all that is to
right on
Rock and
right on.
And besides, they're CC'd on everything. They know what's going on. I'm going to keep them on the CC. They'll see us.
Oh,
yeah.
You guys listen to you, Casties out there in the call barns. You're in on all of our deepest, darkest. Okay, boys, I'm going
everyone. Yeah, we'll see you next week. From no, not from New Orleans yet. We got one more week. So we'll see you next week. Maybe we'll have a guest. Maybe we'll have a guest. But let's try and get. We'll try and get a guest.
My Gilligan's Island and of course Beverly Hillbillies idea. Okay, bye.
Yeah, only if the outfits can be real on the money, man.